Hello guys, be here with Scrappy Boy Stamps, and today we're going to be making a princess card using the Princess Pinup Girls paper and the Princess Pinup Girls clear stamps, and we're going to use the Fairy Tale Castle mini album, but instead of mini album we're going to be making a card. So when you get your castle die, and the back is pretty self-explanatory. It's very easy to put it together, and I'm gonna be using these two papers, the ocean paper. So I'm gonna be using the mermaid. The back here, that brown that you see there, I'm gonna be making into blue, and also that bubble paper. So here I have that my card base, and it is just a piece of blue cardstock, and I'm gonna be using the biggest die. But notice here that I'm actually putting my die with a little bit of space on the left side, so this can be my card base, so when I give it to somebody, they can open it and my card has the castle shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this through my die cutting machine and be back and show you. After it comes out from your die cutting machine, you should have something like this. I'm gonna put this die away because I'm famous for losing them. So when you open, you have your card. Here I have cut the rest of the pieces, but I am going to show you what piece goes with what. So here is the card base that we already cut. Then you have this, which is the front of your castle, and I cut it with that seashell paper. And here I messed up, actually it was this paper right here, the bubble paper, with the stitching on the border, and then I have my blue paper with the other die, and then I have all the little pieces together. So let's go ahead and put these together. I am using my Bearly Art glue for this. I'm gonna speed through this part. As I mentioned before, it's very easy if you follow the diagram or the picture that it's on the back of your die, of your castle die. Very easy to put together. So this part that I'm adding right now, notice that I did not put glue on that left corner there, that left side, because that's gonna be hanging off from my card base. And for this one, all I did was just cut with the same die that I cut my card base. I just cut the like a single piece with blue cardstock, and see, you can see there that it's hanging off a little bit. I am thinking that you can also like put the same coordinating cardstock for your card base there, but I didn't mind leaving it as is. So that part is done. Next we go with the bubble paper, and this is the one we cut with the die that has the stitching around it. Then we use the top of our castle, and when you cut this part, don't get confused like I did, because you'll see that some of like the 4 little windows don't cut out. They are just a guide indentation there on the paper, so you know where to put the other window. My little window die had fallen on the ground, and I could not find it for the life of me. And I had to ask my teammates, guys, I don't know how to do these windows. And they were like, no, you need that little die. And then I found my die, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. But it's so easy and so much fun to put these together. I am thinking that if you have like a birthday party and it's princess theme, you can make your invitations with this, and it will look so cute. Now I'm gonna speed it through this part, and I'll see you at the end. part you need patience. So you don't have to do this part. You can actually skip it. But I had to put light in my windows. Okay. So I cut my windows again with yellow cardstock, and I'm just adding a little bit of glue, and with my wax pen right there, I'm just picking up the little pieces and adding them inside the windows. This for me is actually very relaxing and very like cathartic, so I love doing this. But you don't have to do this part if you don't want to. You can just skip it, or if you use white cardstock, you can just color it in. Whatever makes you happy, you know, it's your castle, so do it any way that you want to do it. And here is how my castle turned out. You open it and there's my car. I'm gonna put this car aside now, and I am gonna stamp my mermaid and my sentiment. For this part, I'm gonna use my Misty in case I need to re-ink my stamp. But I have to tell you guys, if you already own Scrappy Boy stamps, you know that the stamps are so good. I have never had to re-ink my stamp. They stamp so clear, so crisp. It's just beautiful. The lines, oh, gorgeous. So I have never had to do this, but I still do it on my Misty just in case that is user error. But I'm gonna use also my Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I'm coloring with alcohol markers, and no, I don't want my ink to smear or go anywhere. So let's go ahead and stamp this. Here's my stamp and sentiment. I'm gonna go ahead and color and be back and show you. And here is my mermaid and sentiment. I am going to use the outline die to cut out my mermaid, cut out my sentiment, and I show you. Here she is. Oh my goodness, I love her. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put everything together. I am going to be using dimensionals for my mermaid and just glue for my sentiment. And this is how my card looks like, but I felt this needed some bling, it needed some shine. I mean, come on, she's a princess. So I have these rhinestones that I've had since forever in my stash, and I'm just adding some of the iridescent ones. I think they're so cute. I'm adding them to the base of some of the towers, not all of them, and I'm not adding like 3 to each. I'm like, for example, here I'm just adding 1, and to the smaller tower on the left I'm also adding just 1. I'm gonna finish this and come back and show you the final product. Here's my final product, my card. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And then you can just write with either a white gel pen, or maybe cut another piece of white cardstock with the same die. Here I'm showing you the white pen I use for all my cards. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.